Hello, welcome to the Mark Gennard Show, the cybersecurity show. So China's efforts to build a formidable hacker army in 2025 are multi-layered, state-driven, and increasingly sophisticated, blending talent, cultivation, regulatory mandates, and public-private cooperation. So in this video, I'm going to break down the key strategies and methods, right? So we have the state-driven talent development, right? So the Chinese government has systematically developed its hacker ecosystem over the past 2 decades, covertly, investing in university level cybersecurity programs and improving curricula to nurture domestic talent. So since 2018, China has promoted national hacking competitions such as the Tian Fu Cup, which serve both as training grounds and as recruitment pipelines for state cyber operations. So the Tian Fu Cup was established in 2018 as Chinese premier internal hacking competition modeled after internal contests like the Pawn to Own. Its rules and format closely resemble Pawn to Own, with participants they're basically given several months to prepare exploits against a published list of targets, then demonstrating them live for prizes. So unlike most international competitions, which are open to global participants, the Tian Fu Cup is restricted to Chinese nationals following a government ban on Chinese researchers competing abroad. So the Tian Fu Cup initially focused heavily on, hacking Western technology products, be it Microsoft, Google, Apple, etc., but has recently shifted to include more domestic Chinese products. So the strategic objectives and vulnerability handling perspective, a key difference in, is the strategic orientation. So vulnerabilities discovered at the Tian Fu Cup are treated as national strategic resources and are reported directly to Chinese authorities rather than being disclosed immediately to affected vendors or the global community. So in contrast, international competitions like the Pawn to Own typically practice responsible disclosure, notifying vendors so they can patch vulnerabilities before public release. So there has been concerns that exploits demonstrated at the Tian Fu Cup have been used in Chinese cyber espionage campaigns before vendors were notified or patches issued. So which is not the norm in most international contests. So the Tian Fu Cup offers prize pools comparable to even exceeding those of major international competitions, with millions of dollars awarded annually. So Chinese teams were previously dominant in international competitions, but since the ban, the Tian Fu Cup has become the main showcase for Chinese offensive cybersecurity talent, international standing, and community engagement. So while international competitions like the Pawn to Own and DEF CON attract a diverse global audience and foster international collaboration, the Tian Fu Cup has become a more insular, removing English language resources and distancing itself from the global security community. So despite this, the technical sophistication of exploits at the Tian Fu Cup remains world-class, with participants demonstrating advanced techniques on both foreign and domestic targets. So unlike international competitions, vulnerabilities discovered in Chinese competitions are often fed directly to government agencies, right? So it's kind of like they're working together, basically turning these events into a key source of zero-day exploits for intelligence and law enforcement. Now, China has also implemented policies. So key policies China has implemented to support its hacker ecosystem was the mandatory vulnerability disclosure, right? So in 2021, China introduced a regulation requiring all businesses operating in the country to report newly discovered software vulnerabilities to the government within 48 hours. So this gives Chinese authorities near immediate access to critical flaws, which can be weaponized for cyber espionage or disruption campaigns before vendors have a chance to patch them. The next policy was the cybersecurity law, the 2017, right? So the cybersecurity law mandates that critical information infrastructure operators store data related to Chinese citizens within China and cooperate with government network inspections. So essentially, this law enables authorities to access and control data, facilitating intelligence and cyber operations. The next policy they have is the National Intelligence Law, that was in 2017, and the Counter-Espionage Law in 2021, and it was updated in 2023. So these laws require Chinese companies and citizens to support and cooperate with national intelligence efforts, including cyber operations. So the counter-espionage laws, that's the 2023 updated one, broadens the scope to include any data or materials related to national security, further empowering authorities to mobilize resources, for cyber activities. Okay, another policy was the promotion and regulation of hacking competitions. So in 2018, the government issued a directive encouraging ministries to host capture the flag, also known as CTF competitions, and mandated that public security and other departments collect vulnerability data from these events. So this directive also restricted high-value prizes to discourage profit-seeking behavior focusing on national interests. So these competitions are strategically aligned with national policy goals, serving as talent pipelines for the Ministry of State Security, People's Liberation Army, and Ministry of Public Security. Another policy that they've implemented was the standardization of cybersecurity education. So China has standardized university curricula for cybersecurity degrees, designated, select universities as world-class cybersecurity schools, and established the National Cybersecurity Talent and Innovation Base in Wuhan. So these policies aim to address the shortage of skilled cybersecurity professionals and cultivate a robust domestic talent pool. Integration of cyber policy with national security and ideology. So cyber policy in China is closely linked to safeguarding national security, defending cyberspace sovereignty, and promoting socialist values online. Policies emphasize the protection of critical information infrastructure, prevention of subversion, and the use of internet to foster national culture and stability. There's the policy of government oversight and recruitment. So the government actively screens the travel of top hackers and creates a competitive domestic ecosystem to retain talent and prevent the outflow of expertise. So key CTF contests are affiliated with security services and serve as recruitment pipelines for, state cyber operations. There's the integration with private sector and law enforcement. So leaked documents, notably the iSoon leak, right, that revealed that the Chinese government contracts private cybersecurity firms to conduct offensive cyber operations on its behalf. So these firms work with both national and local enforcement, blurring the lines between state and private cyber activity. Okay, so internal communications from these firms show direct coordination on hacking operations with targets ranging from domestic dissidents to foreign governments and infrastructure. So the strategic focus and global impact of this Chinese hacker army, right, that China's building is basically closely tied to its broader geopolitical ambitions, including efforts to replace foreign technology with domestic alternatives and achieve technological self-reliance, right? Basically delete the America initiative. So Chinese cyber units target critical infrastructure, telecommunications, and government agencies worldwide, including the US, India, UK, Malaysia, Taiwan, etc. So the US intelligence community considers China The top military and basically the top cyber threat as well, noting its ability to compromise American infrastructure and its ambition to surpass the US in artificial intelligence and cyber capabilities by 2030, right? The equation, so they're cooking up something, right? They're cooking up something. I don't know. Do you think that China may surpass, United States from a cybersecurity perspective? Let me know in the comment section below. So that is what I have for you today. Please take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button and the like button. If you appreciate this video and you want more videos like this, please let me know that by hitting that subscribe button and the like button right now. Also hit that notification bell. Stay safe. I appreciate your viewership. See you on the next video.